host, and today we're going to be doing a mini episode. Okay, let's get started. First, I wanted to give you a disclaimer here. We're going to be talking about scary games you could technically play this October season, or any season. I highly recommend you don't play these. First-hand accounts, second-hand accounts, even just the stories that they're written and based off of are intense. I don't know if you believe in demons or ghosts. I don't entirely know if I believe in demons and ghosts. But I do know you shouldn't mess with things when they really don't want to be messed with. And also, no amount of good fortune is worth potentially selling your soul or never being able to come back. Anyway, let's get started. I would like to start today off with the Midnight Game. There's no amount of players that are required to play the Midnight Game. The objective of the game is that players attempt to summon a mysterious entity known as the Midnight Man, and afterwards they must evade him until 3:33 a.m. The materials we'll need for this are candles, lighters, and salt. It originally comes from a pagan ritual. I looked into it. The pagan ritual has some basic similarities, but this version's much more dramatized, and the ending's completely different. Although it is sourced as the original, I wouldn't consider them too closely related. Promptly at midnight, players must follow instructions to summon the Midnight Man. It's not a very complicated ritual, nor does it require anything elaborate. However, it does involve knocking, which must occur at the stroke of midnight. Otherwise, it won't work. Once the Midnight Man is summoned, the game is on. There's nothing you can do except ride it out till 3:33 a.m. when he disappears. If you decide halfway through the game that you don't want to do this anymore, you're out of luck. How to play. In this game, each player is given a candle, a lighter, and a canister of salt. The objective is to keep walking and moving around the house in the dark. No other lights besides the candle are on. Of course, otherwise it wouldn't work. If you feel a cold spot or your candle flickers, the Midnight Man is said to be near you. If your candle goes out, you have 10 seconds to relight it or secure yourself in a circle of salt, which is to ward off evil spirits. If you can't get your candle going, you must sit in the salt circle until he leaves. If you fail at the candle and the salt circle, the Midnight Man wins the game. Afterwards, he will haunt you with hallucinations of your worst fear until you die. Chills and cold spots are pretty common during this game. Some people hear banging, scratching, and whispering. Others have reported things falling, like pictures, or things getting knocked off tables. In extreme cases, some have seen full-blown apparitions of the Midnight Man, who is often described as a dark, shadowy figure. Think similarly to the Hat Man and being on a lot of Benadryl, but 1,000 times more likely to throw something at you. It is to keep noted, if you taunt the Midnight Man during this game, you're going to suffer no matter what. Even if you win the game and evade him, he's not going to let you go away too lightly. He'll keep haunting you, because he doesn't really like being provoked. Unlike in most of our games, this one doesn't have a real objective for winning. You don't get better luck. You don't win a prize. The only thing you get out of it is possibly being haunted or bragging rights. But in that case, why not just lie? The next game is called Hide and Seek Alone. This is originally from a Japanese urban legend. Well, more like 3 Japanese urban legends. But all of them are kind of similar, and none of them specifically match more criteria than the other. So I can't really pin down where it comes from. But just know, it's from an older Japanese urban legend. It recommends only one player do this at a time. The player must try to summon a spirit into a doll. Afterwards, they play a game of hide and seek. For this game, you'll need an old doll, some rice, nail clippings, soap water, and a knife. Hide and Seek Alone has gotten some pretty dramatic results from people who have tried it. This game is not for the faint of heart, though it's quite scary and involves elaborate rituals. A friendly little tip, don't do this with an unsuspecting non-player in your house as they don't seem to fare well at the end of these stories. In this game, you summon a ghost into a doll at 3 a.m. and invite it to possess the object and play a friendly little game of hide and seek. Keep in mind, when the doll is it, the spirit doesn't just tag you. It's going to stab you with the knife. So, don't lose. Before starting, you'll need to replace the doll stuffing with rice and nail clippings. I assume it means your own nail clippings. I don't know where you would get someone else's. After, you sew it back up and toss the doll into a tub of water. The player then tells the doll that they are it, and runs to turn off all the lights in the house, leaving at least one TV on for white noise. The player counts to 10 and then returns to the doll saying, "Found you," 3 times before stabbing it with something sharp. The player then tells the doll that it's their turn to be it, leaving the sharp instrument in the bathroom. Now the player must run and hide. A closet with a lockable door is ideal, but not always necessary. The player is supposed to prepare a cup of salt water and take a big sip and hold it in their mouth. This is when stuff is supposed to really start. Many people have heard knocking, scratching, footsteps, giggling, and even voices saying, "Where are you?" After playing, some people claim that the doll is not in the tub where they left it. Many have also caught things moving around on videos. I did not watch these videos as I'm a big scaredy cat and it is 6 o'clock at night. And if you've listened to our other stories, it's past 4 o'clock. This is the time of murders and darkness, even though it's fully daylight outside. I'm too scared to look up scary videos right now. To end this game takes a little bit. It's elaborate to say the least. The player has to sneak up on the doll and then spit the salt water onto it, yelling, "I win," 3 times to end the game. However, you must also burn the doll to eliminate the evil spirit. They do not say to let the game go on for more than 2 hours, and it makes the spirit too strong. I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting in a closet with my mouth filled with salt water and a knife-wielding doll wandering around my house, I don't think it's going to be lasting more than a couple seconds. But I also probably would just end up dying in the end. I'm not sneaky, and I have a hard time not laughing when I'm nervous. It is reported that if you survive 2 hours or however long you do, you get back behind the doll, spit the water and yell that you win, you get good fortune basically. But it only lasts a little while. Some say a month, some say a year. I don't think 2 hours in hell is worth good fortune for even a year, so I wouldn't recommend this. Of course, I don't recommend any of these as I don't mess around with demons. But if you're going to do one of these, I wouldn't do this one, or the next one I'm about to tell you. Now, let's start. The next ritual I want to talk to you about is called Dry Bones. It's a 1-player game. The player must attempt to summon an evil spirit and survive its hunt until 3 a.m. Afterwards, you receive a reward. The materials you need for these are matches, and I could not find where this originated from. Nothing seems to claim it, and it's played everywhere, by many different names. Dry Bones is a demon, and reportedly he likes to play hide and seek. And when you win, he can be quite generous, but if you lose, the results can be devastating. It's actually seen as so dangerous that people don't even want to think about it. It's reported that thinking about the whole process of summoning him could actually in fact summon him before you're even ready for the ritual to begin. Of course, as long as you have the right materials around you. I just wanted to be noted for this that I have removed the matches from my room and from my bathroom because I do not want to accidentally summon this man into my apartment. It's already filled with too many ghosts, and I don't have time to deal with a demon. Anyway, on to the summoning. To summon Dry Bones, you have to light a match in your bathroom, and you must invite him at precisely 12:01 a.m. All will think about the prize you want, and it has to be something realistic. Dry Bones will make his presence known by moaning, and at that point, you have to try not to make any sudden movements. Get to your hiding place and wait it out. If he doesn't find you by 3 a.m., you can come out and tell him to leave, and you win. Your wish will be sitting for you outside your front door in the morning. However, if he finds you, you lose. And you lose big time. Sadly, no one has actually said what happens when he finds you. No one's admitted to it. I don't know if they're scared, if they just don't want to talk about it, or if they didn't live to tell about it. Now, if it turns out you wished for someone to get hurt or killed and that you end up winning, Drybones thinks these wishes require more than a measly game of hide and seek, and you will not like the prize you must pay for it in order to get your wish. Oh, and one more warning, never play this game more than once. Of course, I think playing it even once might be much more than any of us are willing to do. The final game we'll be talking about today is another one from Japan. And I'm so sorry for my pronunciations, but bear with me here. We'll be talking about the ritual of Oyayubi Sasashi, aka the thumb game. It's a Japanese ritual, and it translates directly to looking for the thumb. It's popularized in Japan and has only recently become more prevalent in English-speaking countries. Like many other Japanese urban legends, such as Teki Teki, this urban legend moved on to have a novel and a movie based off of it. The novel, which goes by the same name, was published in 2003 and centers around a group of friends who as children were dared to play the game. After starting the game, one of the friends, Yumi, disappears. 7 years later, the remaining friends gather together on the anniversary of the disappearance to play the game again. In 2006, the novel was adapted into a film. In Japan, it goes by the same name, but is known as Vanished for the English version. It was never released in America. It's pretty hard to find. I'm interested to see if I can find it at some point, but we'll see. The writer of the novel said that it's based on a game that he played as a kid, which would mean it would have to date back at the latest to 1980-1990, as Yamada, the writer of the novel, was born in 1981. To play this game, you need at least 3 people, a dark, quiet room where you're unlikely to be disturbed, an active imagination, and excellent searching skills. This game I have a lot of information on, so if you're not ready, I would get comfortable now. Instructions. To begin this game, you can start at any time of day. Gather all participants into the room, draw any curtains, and turn out all the lights. Sit together in a circle on the floor and try to get comfortable, as you may be here for a while. You will reach out your right hand and grab the person next to you, left thumb. You will then close your eyes. Don't let go of each other. You will then imagine a small cottage, comfortable but not extravagant. Imagine the exterior of the cottage with as many details as you can. The walls, the windows, if it's made out of stone or wood, what the roof looks like. Is there a garden? If so, what kind of items grow there? Keep your eyes closed and do not let go of each other. Now, imagine the interior. What does it look like? How many rooms are there? How is it decorated? Are there curtains or are there shutters? What style of furniture is there? Keep your eyes closed, and again, no matter what you hear, no matter what you feel, do not let go of each other. Now, imagine something less comfortable. Imagine yourself in the cottage, in pieces. Your body strewn about in the rooms, limb torn from limb. The cottage you have carefully conjured in your mind is no ordinary cottage. This is a place where a young woman lost her life, cruelly torn apart and left to be found scattered throughout its rooms. All except for one part was found. Her left thumb was missing. Do not try to keep the image from your mind. And again, do not open your eyes. Do not let go of each other, no matter what is around you. Finally, when you have seen the scene to its entirety, start chanting the lines from the poem and you may open your eyes. I will not be reciting these poem lines. If you really want to know, you can Google it. But I am not going to risk this. The ghost does not like it when you mess with her steps, and she does not like it if you don't have enough participants to play the game correctly. When you have finished chanting the lines, you may open your eyes. And now you must begin the search. If you open your eyes and you're still in the room you started in, please release each other and disband. You may retry again at a later time, but do not try on the same night. If you have succeeded, and when you open your eyes you find yourself no longer seated in the room you once were, instead you find yourself in the cottage you imagined, and the place is lit by one single candle, you've succeeded. I don't know how this is much better. You may now release each other's thumbs, stand up, and begin to search for the missing thumb. Your goal is to locate the thumb, and you will need to search every nook and cranny for it. Don't leave a single stone unturned. But know if you search, keep an eye on the candle, as you only have till it goes out to find the thumb. If you feel someone tap on your shoulder, hear someone whisper in your ear, a sound that's just behind you, don't turn around. It's never good. Those who turn around don't get to come back. If you find the thumb, inform all participants that you have it. Pick it up and gather together around the candle, quickly. Hold the thumb in your right hand and have all other participants hold their own left thumb. Lean together and blow out the candle at once. If you do not have the thumb, but the candle is getting too low, gather all participants by the candle, and while it's still burning, grasp each other's left thumb, and you must blow out the candle before it goes out. If it goes out before you can, you're trapped there. The return. After blowing out the candle, you might have momentarily disoriented yourself. When your mind clears, you'll find yourself being able to release each other's thumbs. If you found the thumb before you return, pay careful attention to your luck in the following days, as it should improve. If you didn't, but you returned, nothing negative happens to you. Nothing positive either. But in rare cases, some people don't return. Their friends do return. But their body remains hollow, left in comatose states. Sometimes it's because they turned around, they heard a sound, they felt a tap. Sometimes they didn't make it back to the candle in enough time. And sometimes they're just plain unlucky. No matter what you believe, these stories are creepy, to say the least. I highly recommend you look into them more, as they're quite fascinating, but I don't recommend you play them. Well, if you'd like to hear more from us, please let us know. And thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Bye.